How you doing? It's a nice bracing morning here in County Clare. So listen, I've just done a quick video for the blog. I was going to put it up on YouTube, but I thought, and it's a bit of a ramble, this one, so I'm not really going to put it up onto the blog. And this was about AA and my thoughts about AA. And basically, you know, my idea is I don't have a scientific viewpoint about AA. I don't really give a shit about AA if all is being told, you know, because I don't agree with some of the basic principles. But it's not AA that I disagree with, it's the ideas. It's those basic ideas that for me would create a level of victimhood in myself, right, which would completely destroy the way I think about myself and my own life. I've done so much, you know. If there was one thing in my life that has turned my life around beyond anything else, there's two things actually. One was the birth of my son, and the second one was stopping drinking alcohol. The first was as much of a choice as I made in it. You know, it wasn't really much of my doing. But, you know, choosing to be a dad and trying to be a good dad was a choice, and all those things, those changes that happened because of that. But alcohol was a deliberate choice, and it was a choice that was really based around a lot of other things that were happening in my life at the time. A lot of shit things that were happening in my life at the time, so it was a response. And, you know, that's what I'm talking about with responsibility, is always your ability to respond and how you respond to certain circumstances. And before that, I was responding in a way which was basically very damaging to myself and my life and a lot of the people around me. And that was the behavior of drinking, not of alcohol, but of putting an alcohol into my system. Like I said, alcohol is a tool, and if it wasn't for alcohol, it probably would have switched up to something else. And with equally devastating results. You know, matter of opinion, but there you go. So whenever I talk about AA, this is my opinion from my point of view, from a philosophical point of view, right? It's just this is an idea. I'm all about values and beliefs and as I say, responsibility, commitment, committing to yourself, committing to your life, committing to a journey. And you can't do that unless you have proper values in your life, unless you know what you value in life, unless you know certain truths about yourself. And alcohol was one of those things that just I suppose I was hiding from the truth by drinking alcohol. So it was a bad thing, you know, and I think it's a bad thing in anyone's life from that perspective. But I stopped, and it was only after I stopped that I started to really take apart my life, to disintegrate certain parts of my life. And that is a process that you have to go through if you want to make big changes in your life. Is you've got to disintegrate certain aspects, certain ideas, certain ways of thinking, frames of mind, certain behaviors, and reintegrate them to a certain degree. But in that space between disintegration and reintegration, there has to be a lot of thinking, a lot of movement, onwards and upwards, you know. So anyway, that video, if you want to see it, is down below. As normal, up here is our platform, Habits V2. It's www.habitsv2.com. We've also got the blog down below, like I said. You can see the link to that. And yeah, if you want help to stop drinking alcohol, I can give you that. But we're about the simplicity of stopping is you don't put it into your mouth anymore. That's a simplicity. That's a simplistic idea. And it's what you do afterwards that is going to determine whether or not you continue to stop drinking alcohol. One of the biggest things that I ever see with people is they get past that certain point in their life where the pain is gone from the alcohol and they're not motivated to do it anymore, and then they start to talk themselves back into drinking again. So What we do is we help you to overcome that as a starting point, to help you cope with life without alcohol, and then to really acclimatize yourself to your life of not drinking alcohol, and to see it as being much better than the life with alcohol. Then you start to integrate again, and then once that process is done, the second 6 months that we've got is always about it's always going to be about transformation, transforming yourself into the person that you want to be. Get into that stage in your life where life is just a pleasure. You know, getting up every morning is a pleasure, planning things is a pleasure, seeing your plans come to fruition because you're not ruining them for yourself. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's up there. B today stands for victory and not victim, because I think some of the ideas from AA will give you, or I'm not sure if they will give you, I think they will, but they play into the victim mentality. They play into victimhood. They allow you to be a victim, and that's something that from a personal perspective I'm trying as much as I can to get away from that victimhood, because it's not going to get you anywhere. Take care, onwards and upwards. Bye now.